So the summer has been and gone, and there was comments saying for a clear out. There was comments saying try and boost other Slovenian teams by sending players on loan. There was also a comment saying, why am I recording in a Soviet Union submarine? Hopefully, that audio has now been fixed. The summer went well though. 11 transfers out, 4 transfers in, and 5 loan signings out. Roll the intro. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NK Maribor Savers. You join us on the finances page. As you can see, the finances have improved dramatically in the club since we've been here, and that is a wonderful thing. Transfer budget wise, we still have £40 million left in the transfer budget. We started with 49, so not actually that much of a net spend. 9 million net spend this year. Wage budget, £710,000 a week we can spend. We're currently spending 150,000 of it because we still have a problem where we can't bring in the massive money players. We could make that £995,000 a week. We could make it just 20 grand more than our budget and give us 68 million to spend, but at the moment it doesn't really matter, so we're just going to bump it up this way so that if there is someone else we want to bring in, we can do that. We are a rich club, financial status rich. Our profit and losses, we've lost £271,215 this season so far, this month so far, but last season we made a profit of £39 million. This season £12.5 million, so we are making our owner a very rich man, so he will be very happy. But we're not fussed about finances. This is all just a ploy to hold off the transfers. Let's go and have a look. So amongst our host of young players that have left to go and try and booster other Slovenian teams, Thomas Horvat has joined Tabor Cezana on a free transfer. His end of contract. He is a mercenary anyway, so as soon as other clubs were interested in him, he was happy to go. Never really played for us. 2 appearances at the end of a season. Went on loan to Decani twice. Did okay for them first season. Not a very good second season. But Tabor Cezana have picked him up to try and give him a go. He's got good physicals, decent mentals. Technicals just weren't improving as I would have liked to have seen, so I was not really that fussed about letting him go. Darko Kotnik, a similar sort of player, 20 years old, decent physicals, decent mentals, technicals have a lot to be desired, but holding midfielder. He's moved to Celje on a free transfer, another one who never played for us, like went on loan to the second division twice and did pretty well, and Celje have picked him up and now immediately plonked him on the loan list, so sort of says all you need to know. Alios Zelko has another youngster that's gone, 19 years old. He's joined Mura on a free transfer, was never played for us. 18 appearances in the second division for Krozka Dravograd and didn't do very well there, but has already played 1 game for Mura in the Premier League. So yeah, again, we're trying to help other Slovenian clubs by just giving them our casts off. All the people we don't want, we're trying to just... First point of call is always try and give to other Slovenian clubs to try and make them better. So thank you for pointing that out in the comments. And then last but not least on the free transfers, Matteus Rastovac. This is probably the best one that we've let go in terms of a free transfer to another Slovenian club. Again, physicals looking pretty decent, lacks a bit of pace, but everything else seems to be pretty good. Good bravery for a centre-back, markings, good tacklings, good headings, good positioning is really bad though for a centre-back, but I'm hoping that he can progress a little bit over at Radoncich. Never played for us, again on loan at Koska Dravograd in the second division, did very well. Then 2 loans in the Premier League, and there's a chance Radoncich will pick themselves up a good little player here because he's had decent ratings for Decani, who are pretty rubbish every year in the Premier League. So it'll be very interesting to see how he gets on at Radoncich. They are a step up from Decani, so yeah, well, this is probably the one that we may come back to keep an eye on and see how he gets on. And then we move into the actual cash money deals. They are still for a number of youngsters. Matic Oblak joins Bravo for £8,500. You can see he's worth a lot more than that, but happy again. Just if there's clubs from Slovenia interested in players that I don't think are ever going to play for me, I'll happily sell them to Slovenian clubs. 2 appearances for us. I can't remember them. Sovedad Ljubljana took him on loan in the second division. He did very well, but he's played 3 games for Bravo in the Premier League already and has a 6.5 sort of average. So not looking brilliant, but as a central midfielder, you never know. He might grow into something pretty okay. I was going to say useful, but it's probably more okay. Passing 11 isn't too bad. Tackling and technique is good. Teamwork, vision, work rate are yellow, which is pretty good for Slovenia for a 19-year-old, but not good enough for Maribor. So Matic Oblak joins £8,500 to Bravo. Next up, Alez Kmetek. Again, 16 years old. He's actually a youth player, but they paid money for it. He's never going to become anything. Determination 5, personality casual. He's never going to amount to much at all. Celj have taken a punt for £10,000. I can't see him really ever playing for them either. They've not even given him a full-time contract. He's joined them on a youth contract as well. So, yeah, I don't see too much happening. And then we get to the first real person that you guys would probably know, which is Charles, the centre-back, who was quite highly rated. And we've let him go relatively cheap to Tabor Sazana, who will give him game time, help him progress, and it should work out pretty well for him, to be honest. £39,000. He's played 2 games for them already, 6.5. He did actually play for us 5 times and did pretty well every time he played. Then moved to Tabor Sazana on loan 2 seasons in a row, helped them get promoted back to the Premier League, and they've made the deal permanent for £39,000. He does have decent attributes. 6'5", a really tall lad. He's going to win headers all day, but he's never going to be good enough for our team. So again, happy to sell him off and boost someone else in Slovenia to see what they can do. He's still got 1,952 days till he can represent Slovenia. So yeah, he's never going to play for us. Happy to cash in. Next one up, Zan Gavrik. Now this guy was very highly rated when he came through our youth academy, and then just continued to drop down in terms of potential stars because of how good the team was becoming, and then was sort of like never going to get an opportunity. But he does have 2 under-21 caps to his name, so he has made a bit of a reputation for himself. £110,000. He's joined Tabor Sazana again to go there with Charles, but there is potential there, but I just don't see what he's going to do as a right winger. He's fairly professional, which is good. He's got good flair, good off the ball, work rate's decent, first touch, dribbling, crossing, pace, acceleration. It's all sort of there. I just don't see what he's going to do. But 3 appearances, 2 goals and a 7.2. He is playing well for Tabor Sazana. As you can see, just sort of farmed around different clubs for loanees, and I was happy just to again boost a Slovenian team with a Slovenian player and see how he gets on and see how it goes. But £42,500, they've probably picked up a bit of a bargain for that, but yeah, I don't mind. And then Ivan Marante, we sort of knew about this one. It was agreed before the end of the season, but an all-round okay player. He should be a standout player in Slovenia. However, we've got a squad that has sort of eclipsed what we needed him for when we bought him in. We bought him for 150k. He played a handful of appearances for us. What's that, 11 appearances? 12 appearances. Did okay first season in those 5. I thought we might have picked up a bit of a steal. 6.63 after that. But back in La Liga 2, he's got 7.5, 2 assists in 3 games for Huesca, who at 210k will also think they've picked up a bit of a bargain. But I'm not fussed to see him go. He's off the wage bill. Yeah, we probably could have got a bit more money if he had played more and a bit more game time. Probably would have seen his value and reputation increase a little bit more. But for someone that I wasn't playing, I'm happy. He's gone back to Spain. He's probably happy. Everyone's happy, I'd imagine. Us, we've sold him. He's off the wage bill. Morante's happy. He's back in Spain. And Huesca are probably happy because they've picked up an ex-Madrid Villarreal youth prospect who's played in the Champions League for Maribor. So, yeah, all in all, everybody's happy. Gelson Cortez. Remember this guy? Bought him in as a really high potential player. Yeah, the board were pissed off that I sold him. They thought, why am I selling such a high potential player? And then I just said, you got to trust me. They said, fine. 6'2", central midfielder. Good attributes all around, to be honest. But he's gone back to Colombia. He played for us. He played for us. Never in the league. Never played for us in the league. There you go. That sort of sums it up. Celj on loan, 3 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist, a 7 average. Radoncich, 27 appearances, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6.8. A good season there. They didn't want to make it permanent. I think it's because he's probably a foreign national, not being non-EU. But yeah, 250k profit. He's gone back to Colombia. We'll probably never ever hear of him again unless somehow he makes a Colombia squad in a national system. I can't believe anyone else will pick him up. I thought when we first got him, we'd picked up an absolute gem of a youngster who was going to turn into a superstar. It never really happened at 20 years old. I'd like to see more progression on those technical stats, but all in all, we gave him a chance. We've probably springboarded his career to a good team in Colombia. So, yeah, Jason Cortez has left. And then the biggest out of them all in the summer, Matteus Fernandez has left. He's joined the group of players that seem to use Slovenia as a springboard to go to Saudi Arabia, obviously. Obviously was a very, very good player for us. Was playing very, very well. But we've made £3.5 million profit whilst having what arguably should be his best years. I would say between 25 and 28 for a central midfielder. 20 appearances in his first year, 1 goal, 4 assists, 7.04. 28 appearances, 6 goals, 2 assists, and 7.19 in his second season. And then he played 1 game for us this year before we sold him. But he's settled into life in Saudi Arabia pretty well. Yeah, I can't really complain. The fact that we've made £3.5 million profit on him, and he probably wasn't going to be a first teamer this year. I know that's a weird thing to say, but he probably wasn't going to be because of how well some people have progressed over the summer. But yeah, Matteus Fernandez is the last money out. And now we've got a few loans. We're just going to go quickly show you those. We'll quickly flick through them. But yeah, let me know what you think about Matteus Fernandez leaving. I know it could divide the comment section. So let me know. And then the loans, listening to what the comments said again, try and loan any youngsters you're not going to play out to Slovenia teams as well to A, hopefully improve them, and B, make the Slovenia teams better. So, Christian Abdul has moved to Ruda Valengi on loan. Doesn't look too bad. Hopefully he will progress a little bit with a bit more game time. 17 years old though, came through our youth academy. Looking forward to see what he can do. Dragan Floriancic, another one that's come through our youth academy. Centre-back / left-back, looking pretty decent. Not too bad. Need the agility, stamina and strength to sort of up it for a bit. 5'10" with a jumping reach of 7 at centre-back is never going to be brilliant. And the fact he wants to be a left-back as a preferred right footer, he's going to struggle over there as well. So it'll be very interesting to see if he gets game time on loan at Kursko and if that helps him adapt. It looks like he is. He's already got 7 appearances in the second division. So you never know. Helping Kursko to a promotion could work well in his favour. Joining the mass exodus of players to Tabor Cesana, Anze Kranjic joined Tabor Cesana on loan for the season. A promising attacking midfielder. Some pretty good attributes when you look at first glance. Lacking a bit physically. But again, hoping that game time on loan at Cesana in the Premier League will help him out. Already got 1 assist in 2 appearances. So looks like he's making a positive start. Marko Radoncich. This is probably the one we're going to keep the biggest eye on to see how he progresses. He's played a couple of appearances, 3 appearances in the Premier League, 6.4. Not quite stepping up to the levels he had in the second division last season. But again, they've paid money for the loan, which is good to see. 5'8", so a little bit small in the middle of the park, especially in a physical league like Slovenia. But he has decent stats in the right sort of places, decent attributes, marking, passing, technique, work rate, off the ball, decisions, anticipation. Yeah, it's all looking pretty good. We just need to see him take a few steps forward with the next few years, maybe 17 to 19, if we can see a few more arrows going up, loaning him out, getting him game time. Hopefully, he really makes use of it and we see good progression. And then the last loanee, Nicholas Pachanex, who you may remember from last season going out on loan. Valued at 140k, so not too bad for a 19-year-old in Slovenia. Centre-back, right-back, 6'3", a giant of a man, tackling, marking, heading, all brilliant. Jumping reach, brilliant. He really does have an opportunity of breaking into our first team. We paid 57k from him from Victor Pilsner. Radoncich had him on loan last season. He did very well in the Premier League for them. He's gone back on loan in the Premier League, but this time to Celje for more money, and seems to be getting some game time as well, which is really, really good to see. Again, could potentially break into our first team. 15 under-21 caps for the Czech Republic at 19 years old. So there is definitely something. There's a player there. There's definitely a player there. We've got to hope that it comes through. And that is it for the transfers out. So now let's move in to the transfers in. And I think there's 2 players that you guys will know, and the other 2 I'm not too sure about. So we'll go in money order. Let's go for money order. So joining on loan, him of Boca Junior fame. If you're watching the PES series, you'll know Sebastian Villa. He joins on loan from FC Barcelona, so he got a very big move. to Barcelona for 12.75 million from Boca. Didn't really get a look in. Has moved to us for a loan fee of 1.4 million pounds. We're not paying too much of his wages, but to be honest, money isn't an issue for us at the moment. 8.3 after 2 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 player of the match. That's only half the story. If we look here at the continental competition, 6 appearances, 2 goals, 6 assists, 4 player of the matches, and an average 8.32 in the early stages of the Champions League. We've picked ourselves up one hell of a winger here. Yeah, he's 30, but look how quick he is. He's got the ability to dribble and cross. He's going to rip up the Slovenian league and hopefully give us that edge in the Champions League and the Europa League stages to get to the next level. He looks like he loves playing in this squad that we've got, and I'm very excited to see what he can do. So Sebastian Villa joins. He was one of the players that I think of a name you should know. So that's one of the list. One the little tick in the name of this is a bigger name player that we're hoping to get in to take us to that next level. Next up, another centre-back. I thought we were a little bit weak at centre-back last season, and we have basically gone and strengthened in positions where I thought we were weak. Levy Fastino joins from FC Porto. Again, he's a bit like Diego Lietti, all-round pretty good. I like the fact he's quick and can jump and can win headers, and he's good at marking, passing, tackling. Yeah, he's going to be starting alongside Diego Lietti. We bought him in for £2.7 million. He was sort of flirting in between the first and second team at Porto. We actually picked him up from the second team on the transfer list. 3 appearances, already got a goal, 7.6. Another one, looking at Europe, how he's got us through in the early stages. 6 appearances, 2 goals, and a 7.72. So settling in very well indeed. 25-year-old. He's on 10 grand a week, which is a lot of money, but as we saw in the finances page, money doesn't really matter at the moment. But yeah, a good looking centre-back to come in, play alongside Diego Lietti, and give Navratil that chance to just find his way at the club. I think last year we chucked him into the first team and it was great for the league, not brilliant in Europe. So this gives us another option. And then one I know that Ross will know, definitely. Dennis Sirkin, get in the chat if you know this guy. Left back. We need another left back. Zinchenko was pretty much our only option. There gets forward whenever possible, knocks ball past the moment and dribbles with his left foot. Obviously left-footed left backs I quite like. Again, 9 grand a week. Wages don't really matter that much, but he's quick. He can cross-ish. He can dribble-ish, but he can tackle. He's got it all. He's got everything you need for Slovenia and to make a step up in Europe. And I think for £3 million, I'm quite happy. He did make a handful of appearances over the seasons he was at Spurs into their first team. But again, 3 appearances, got an average 7.6. He hasn't played in Europe for us yet because he was signed a bit later after the European games. But Dennis Sirkin at left back, I think him and Zinchenko could work quite well on that left-hand side. And I'm very intrigued to see what happens. And what I really like about it is that he's Irish, so it doesn't count as a foreign EU national. And he only wanted to be a squad player, which is great. So it shows how far we have come, that we can sign someone who is pretty decent from the Premier League that only wants to be a squad player. So we are building this squad up and building the reputation up as well. And then finally, because we've only brought 4 people in, it is Killian Sardella. So centre-back / right-back, probably will play right-back for us most of the time, but the versatility is good. £9,500 a week, 3.6 million is his value. He's quick. He's got great determination. He's a general all-round good egg footballer, I would say. We bought him in for £6 million, maybe playing a little bit over the top. But he came with a good track record in the Jupiler League in Belgium from Anderlecht. 37 appearances, a 7.10. 27 appearances, 6.9. And even his sort of breakout seasons were okay if you ignore these 2 here, which that would probably be his breakout season, thinking about it. And then, yeah, but he comes with good history, which is what I quite like. But again, already 1 appearance, 2 as a substitute. He's doing pretty well. Started very well for us. Looks like he could be a good little player. Stays back at all times is probably one reason why he would prefer to be a centre-back than a right-back. But we'll have to see how it goes. And that is all of the transfers. So lots of outs, 4 ins. We spent 13.25 million, got 7 million back in money, most of which came obviously from Matteus Fernandez. So last season, just to quickly recap, we obviously did have some outs. The biggest was probably... Oh yeah, Louis Zhao's gone. Did I tell you that? Did I tell you Louis Zhao went 5.5 million? So we've got basically a whole new central midfield. Nah, it's fine. Even if I didn't mention that, now you have learnt. You know about that one anyway. But yeah, so we've had a bit of a clear up. Riccardo also moved to Saudi Arabia as well. We've got a few more loans that have left the club and things like that. But yes, the squad is still looking quite large, but it's got much more depth in quality now, I think, anyway. So it is looking pretty damn good. If we look at the schedule, this is how it's gone. It's gone very well, as you can tell. Champions League, then we played Bate Borisov, beat them 6-1. We played the TNS, the New Saints, beat them 9-0 on aggregate. And then we played Astana, who we always seem to get at some point, and then we beat them 9-0 as well, which was so convincing. I'm very happy that we've walked into a Champions League group involving Liverpool again. Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Rapid Vienna, and Maribor, and that is how the group stage is looking at the moment. And we'll be back for the next episode to play the game against Rapid Vienna. We're actually going to do Rapid Vienna and Liverpool in the same episode in the next episode. So this was just a recap of how we've started, how we're getting on. And you will notice we have a new formation, an asymmetric, attacking midfield left formation where we are trying to control a bit more possession. We've come off attacking. We're playing positive. We give a little bit more defensive solidarity in the middle. We don't have Mazzalas and box-to-boxes bombing all the time. We actually are utilising a playmaker. And this all comes because the sales of Louis Zhao and Musolowski have allowed us to have a more structured starting formation. We are chucking Sassuolo in. We have turned down bids from Milan, PSG, Inter, Chelsea, Dynamo Zagreb chucked in a cheeky bid as well. He ain't happy. He wants to go because we're stopping him moving to a big club. But this guy is going to be controlling our midfield pretty much all season as the playmaker. And then we have lots of options we can bring in next to him to help him out. In certain games, we might need Zinchenko for his sort of teamwork and his determination, his bravery, sitting in the midfield. For some games, it might be players like Santos for a bit more creativity in the midfield to sit next to him if needed. We have Kralik who can play in there as well, looking absolutely superb. Signed the new contract as well, which is wonderful. We bumped up his wage quite a lot. He's had a superb season last season, started in unbelievable form this year. We've got Krupa who can cop in there as well. We've got Rock Mayher still here if we need a bit more of a defensive option next to him as well. We've got Oxlade-Chamberlain who can come in if he's fit to play there for a bit more experience. There's options. There's options all around, and it's good to have those sort of options. Obviously, Brahim Utara is still here, but he'll be playing as the attacking midfielder. So yeah, I'm quite interested to see how this rolls, how this goes. I've just thought, have I put any filters on here that could potentially be not showing anyone? No, I haven't. So yeah, I'm very, 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 very excited for this season. I think it's going to be a good one. I feel like we've strengthened the team in the right position. I feel like we've got rid of a lot of players that weren't helping us out in terms of the squad depth. You might argue central midfield is a little bit weaker now that we have got rid of basically Conor Gallagher, Matteus Fernandez and Louis Zhao all in the space of about 4 months. But I want to give these youngsters a go. I think we've got it about us. And the fact that we can go and beat people like Astana 9-0 on aggregate shows that we should be in the Champions League. It does. It shows that we should be in the Champions League. And yeah, we're playing some good football in this new 4-3-1-2 asymmetric. It makes us a much more defensively solid and also gives us options for attacking as well. And obviously the big games are going to see in the Champions League how it holds up in those sorts of games as well. But overall, all looking very, very good. That was the transfer roundup. I was planning to do a game today, but I've just been talking far too much and far too excitedly about how we're lining up for this season. I mean, I'm excited. We've now got 2 very good right backs, 4 really decent centre backs, or at least 3 decent centre backs. We have 2 very good left backs. We have a central midfielder which is young and up and coming. We've got Brahim Utara, who's been consistently brilliant for us. We've got a 20.5 million valued player in Sebastian Veer on loan from Barcelona. We've got goals galore in Daniel and Zahovic, Milanda, Jurasek. We've got options at right wing in Musolowski and Veer. We've got options at left wing in Marco Brest, Zinchenko, Chamberlain. We've got a good mix of experience and youth. I feel like this could be a good season. let me know in the comments, am I too overexcited and too positive about this season? But I'm not sure. But it has definitely given me a reinvigoration to think, let's go and crack on in the Champions League and stuff like that. Very quickly then, just to let you know, we have jumped up in the ratings again. We went up one more place from 20th to 19th, but the biggest jump is qualification places, where we are finding ourselves in 15th in terms of coefficient, which means we now get 2 entries into the Champions League next season, 1 in the league path, 1 in the Champions path. We then get 1 team into the Europa League qualifying 3 and still get 2 teams into the Europa Conference League as well. So we are getting these teams up. Our coefficient is bringing more money to the league, which is what we want, and that is brilliant. Next episode will start by looking at how the other teams get on or getting on or have got on in Europe, because I haven't looked yet. I'm pretty sure it's all going to be dreadful, but we'll have a look at that, and we'll bring the games against Rapid Vienna and Liverpool. Thank you so much for watching. It has been brilliant. I really hope that you have enjoyed it and that you can leave a like, subscribe, and I hope the audio this time has sorted itself out, which it should have done. So thank you so much for watching. For now, I'm out. Cheers.